Katie demonstrates the Wildcat way by welcoming everyone who comes into the library with friendliness and respect. Her enthusiasm is infectious. Library Help Student Specialists are essentially the front line of Hale Library. So they staff the main service desk at Hale Library Help. They end up fielding all sorts of questions that come through the desk. So they have to be very resourceful and they have to know a lot. She provides amazing customer service. She's really an exemplary example for all our other student workers. She never lets a patron leave without exceeding their expectations. Katie has exhibited outstanding initiative in her core responsibilities and the advanced duties she's taken on. She's provided library tours, she's taught library instruction sessions, she's helped out in other departments. She has led classrooms by herself. No other student who's currently working at Library Help has done that. She's taken on every opportunity that we've offered her, and she's done so with professionalism and intelligence. Well, she is a member of Library Ambassadors. They help plan events and they perform outreach activities for the libraries. So they're a very important group on campus. When Katie is training other students, she is incredibly professional. She's very welcoming because a lot of our students are overwhelmed by the amount of information they need to know. So she helps them acclimate to the atmosphere. She welcomes them in like family members. She's really great in helping them feel much more comfortable with the position and all the responsibilities it entails. This is her last semester and she's leaving us. And she's going to be a teacher and I'm super impressed and happy for her and we're definitely going to miss her.
Kyle has a lot of roles and responsibilities in the office. Primary focus is a student scheduler, so we rely on Kyle to develop relationships with all of our academic contacts on campus. So when a student visits campus, they're going to get 3 standard appointments: campus tour, a meeting with an admissions representative, and then an academic appointment. So he has a pretty big role. When he's not scheduling, he's out on campus giving campus tours. He assists a lot with our event days. He does a lot for us. Kyle has gone in and created a better process for our schedulers. So it makes it easier for our schedulers in the office to reach out to academic contacts. So it's a lot more efficient. Well, we're hosting 8,000 to 10,000 campus visitors a year. You can imagine that that's a lot of emails or phone calls. But I think that speaks to his commitment to the department, his commitment to K-State, and his passion for what he does. Kyle does everything that he can to make people feel welcome, to make people feel like they belong at K-State. Whether that's walking them down the hallway to their next academic appointment or helping a student who might be frazzled check in late during an event day. He'll go out of his way to do anything that he can to accommodate students. Kyle's professionalism, Kyle's dedication, his commitment to his work, I think that's what sets him apart from other students for us. Personally, I think Kyle is the Wildcat way. He's a leader. He's gonna do good things once he graduates from K-State. He's going to be missed. He's going to leave a mark, not only in our department, but also on campus. He's professional, he's dedicated, he's committed, he's driven. He takes initiative. You truly couldn't ask for a better student employee outside of Kyle Pelton.
Nelson serves as a peer advisor in the study abroad office. His responsibilities include working with students who come into the office for the first time, so helps get them oriented with the study abroad programs and the study abroad application process. Nelson had really demonstrated a skill for talking to students and working with the study abroad process, is very professional, has a lot of initiative. I thought that we could rely on him to work with students and really see them through the entire application process. He also delivers weekly Study Abroad 101 information sessions. We have them every day, and Nelson delivers a few of them every week. He approached the Study Abroad staff and said he had some feedback on how the sessions could be improved. He also wanted to utilize a survey or create a survey to give to the students to gather some more demographic information on the students and some thoughts if the students wanted to share anything. We didn't ask him to do any of this. This is something that he took upon himself to suggest, create, and then implement. And since he's implemented these changes, we've seen increase in attendance in the Study Abroad 101 sessions, and I think the feedback on the surveys also indicate that the information is a bit clearer and easier to understand. Nelson's professionalism is demonstrated on a daily basis. He asks why a lot, so he understands the reasons we're doing all kinds of different things, which I think is unusual for a student worker. So when he's training other student workers, he understands the reasons we're doing things rather than just saying this is how we do it. Nelson studied abroad in Australia. There's a passion and an excitement that he is able to communicate to students, and I think students feed off of that as well, and he gets them excited. It's a pleasure to work with him, and I'll definitely be sad when he graduates and moves on, but he'll definitely be going on to bigger and better things.
Jessica does a number of different things for the Division of Communications and Marketing. She is involved in programming the signage that you see out in front of the union. She schedules all of the content and makes sure that it's displaying. It's a big deal. It's a lot of responsibility on a student's shoulders. She also helps with market research on occasion, helps with focus groups. She also just lends a student voice to the marketing process. We pull her into a number of different projects for that. Jessica is an extremely reliable student for us. When she works on the digital message board, she schedules content weeks in advance. And especially, with a student's schedule being on, for instance, Christmas vacation or something like that, she has to think ahead and she has to plan ahead. And she always manages to do it and always exceeds our expectations. The quality of Jessica's work is really phenomenal. One time we did a project for the admissions office, and Jessica took the initiative to pull together some research and pull together some different content for the PowerPoint that we were presenting at that meeting. It was a really great starting point for us and really kind of set the tone for how we ended up conducting the session. We're interfacing with clients regularly, and not all the time do we always have students in those meetings, but Jessica is one of those students that I have no reservations having her be in a client meeting. She speaks her mind, she lends her voice to the process, and she always has really great ideas and a great perspective, and really has that student perspective in mind, which is something that we need on a college campus. She has such energy and such enthusiasm and such passion about her work. We'll come out and she'll talk to members of the division, talk to our team, brainstorm ideas, bounce ideas off of others. And it's so great to see that type of interaction. And I hope that it gives her a lot of good experience to moving on into her career in the future, having had that time interacting with professionals now.
As a student worker, Trevor's primary responsibility is to process the data that we use in conjunction with our research missions in the Unmanned Aircraft Systems program. Primarily what we're talking about is photos that come from on board the camera on the UAS aircraft. And his job is to take those hundreds of photos and manipulate them so that we can then create a 3D model to culminate in something that's useful for the research. It is a lot of responsibility. As a student worker, he's not just an assistant in that realm, but he is our data expert. He goes out and he flies the missions. If he doesn't have good imagery to start with, then the data and the models that he's creating are going to be worthless. And so he's proven from cradle to grave the ability to identify the appropriate sensor for the specific research task, ensure that it's matched up with the appropriate aircraft, goes and flies it, brings it back, pulls that data off, and turns it into something that is meaningful in terms of research. He is serving now as the president of the UAS Club. Largely due to his involvement in the program, it's now a very successful program. He's married, he's got a family. He's really done a very good job of striking the right balance in terms of hitting really demanding priorities and doing it very well in my assessment, but at the same time he's funding his way through school, which I think is a very admirable trait. We don't want to lose him. Unfortunately, he's on track to graduate in only 3.5 years. Wherever he's headed, I'm convinced that he's going to make the world a better place.